Hey, this is what I have for my rabbit medical kit. Anybody that is raising rabbits should have some of this stuff on hand, probably all of this stuff on hand. I'm going to show you what I have and explain why I have it. I have a bottle of hydrogen peroxide. Sometimes after when the rabbits mate, the male will bite down on the back of the female's neck and leave a cut. And so if it's bad, I will disinfect it, and then I'll put some terramycin or neosporin on it. I'm out of that at the moment, but if you get that, you want the stuff without the added pain reliever, because the amount of pain reliever in it is a dosage too high for rabbits. It's meant for humans. Okay, I keep a bottle of Blue Coat. This is for spraying on any wounds or that are severe. Not a little cut like from biting, but like a severe wound that happens. Say a doe gets mad at the buck when they're breeding and she tries to rip off his testicles or something, then you would want to put this on. Also, if a rabbit has had diarrhea and had it for a few days and it starts to wear away the fur, for example, if you're treating a rabbit with coccidia or a kit with weaning enteritis, then you would clean their skin and then put this on. And this does have a pain reliever in it that is dosed for small animals, and so it won't harm them to spray this on. It gives them relief, and it also gives a little bit of a coating to prevent diarrhea from sticking to them and making the situation any worse. Got to be careful with that though. It gets all over your hands, and the only way I found to take it off is to use nail polish remover on your skin, and that's harsh. So either wear vinyl gloves or wrap a towel around your hand before you use it. Keep organic baby wipes, just something with no scent and no harsh anything in it. This is for also for cleaning up a rabbit that has diarrhea, or for doing a quick wipe down on water bottles or cage floors. If in the winter, we use this a lot on the cage floors when it's frozen over and we can't get the cages out as much to wash them. So we will clean with baby wipes and then go over it with washcloth with vinegar, so there's no residue left from the baby wipes. Electrolyte solution of some sort that is geared for mammals. I like Bounce Back, I like Benebac, and Electrolytes Plus. I like all of these types of brands. And if you are treating just one rabbit, I keep a quarter teaspoon out, and I'll put about a teaspoon directly in their individual water bottle. If I am having to treat the whole herd, which has only happened once, I have my tablespoon, and this goes in a gallon size water jug, and then it's distributed out. I keep some Ivermectin Paste. This one is for horses, but you would just use a pea-sized amount for a rabbit, and you get it in their mouth and you treat them with this if they have fur mites, which can happen even with rabbits that are kept off the ground. I don't know. I've only had it once on one rabbit, but this worked for him. No, I had it on 2 rabbits. This worked for the one rabbit. The other rabbit, I had to actually get some liquid that I could put in the water, but I don't have that right now. I don't. Oh wait, yeah, I do. It's up here though. It's the pour-on, and you take a dropper and you put 3 drops on their fur. One up by the neck, one about mid-back, and one at the about the hips, and that will for a rabbit that won't take the paste, that will do to treat them for the mites, and you just follow the directions on the bottle for how often to dose. This is Vetricin Eye Wash, made for small mammals. And this is to treat nest box eye. If a rabbit has a kit gets nest box eye, which can happen if you don't change the nesting box out. At about 8 days old. A lot of the books recommend don't change it out until they're 10 days old, but they start opening their eyes then. It's better to change it out before they start opening their eyes. Because if you don't, you can get the nest box eye. Just from the contamination in the nest box from all the baby feces and urine. The Vetrimycin eye wash. For this, I soak a cotton ball, and then I hold that against the infected eye, and I hold it on there for about 30 seconds, clear away any crusties. If they are still bad, then I'll put the cotton ball back on for another 30 seconds and keep repeating that until all the crusts come free. And then open the eye and place a drop directly in the eye. And you want to do that 3 times a day until the infection clears, and then 2 to 3 days after the infection clears. So some people use diluted tea. I do have the recipe for that, but I don't know it off the top of my head. And sometimes it is just easier to have a bottle of the medicine and do their eyes quickly than to go make the tea and soak your cotton balls in it and find a dropper and all of that. But that is another option. Let's see what else I have. I have a bottle of styptic powder, which stops bleeding. When I clip the rabbit's nails, usually I can see where the bloodline is and stay above it, but with the whites, that's pretty easy. With the reds, their nails are darker and it's harder to see the bloodline. So on occasion, I have cut a little too high, and you put this powder directly on that, and it'll stop the bleeding immediately. I believe cornstarch is another thing that people use to do this, but I tried that. I found that this works faster. Okay, another thing they have on hand is VetRx. You can place this directly on the rabbit's nose, which is no fun because rabbits don't really like that. And also, I believe it can go into their water as well. But I haven't had to use this in almost 2 years. And while it says it's good for snuffles and pneumonia, snuffles is not something that can be cured. So if they're blowing white snot, they usually have snuffles, and they're not going to come back from that. But most any other kind of sneezing or coughing that might come up, this does help with. Not the first day, but I mean, it's kind of like putting vapor rub on your nose or your chest. It does help them while they get through the cold. And I've only had to use this once also, when the temperatures went from being 60 to being 15, and it just was a traumatic shock for the rabbits that week. And about 5 or 6 of them seemed to come down with colds. So we used this, and they did get through it and seemed fine. It's also supposed to be good for ear mites. Never had that. So I don't know. It did seem to offer some relief. It's not a cure. They get through it through time, just like most humans with colds. You want a good set of nail clippers. I like the guillotine kind, where you just put the nail in and clip it like that. And it's easy and fast, and they don't seem to react to it unless you go up too high. Let's see, what else do I got? I have 2 brushes for grooming. This one is a horse brush with really thick bristles, and it works really well for just general grooming. And then this one, I have one rabbit that likes to roll in his poo, and it gets stuck on his back. And this brush with the wire bristles I use when he gets a spot like that, and I can brush it out, and then I can use the other brush. Let's see what else. Oh, this isn't medical. These are just bracelets for holding water bottles on, extras. I have a mineral and salt spool. This is for Ruby. She doesn't eat pellets. She won't. She eats the barley, oats, sunflower seeds, hay, and what else does she eat? Oh, she'll eat any vegetation I bring her, but she absolutely will not eat pellets. So she doesn't get the minerals and salt that the rabbits that eat the pellets get. So we have one of those for her. And then they have replacement spools as well that you can get. And then these aren't medical either. These are just extra, well, they're like the hanging toys. And it gives the rabbit something to chew on and kind of play with. And I have a couple packages of replacement stuff that goes on those when they chew them all off. So that is my medical kit / supplies for taking care of rabbits and their illnesses.